Hi everyone, welcome back to this English class. Today I'm with Irene again. How are you, Irene?
Fine. Well, a little cold.
Cold?
Yeah.
Cold. So she's cold. Tiene frío. Why are you cold?
Because the weather is
Cold?
cold.
Okay, yes, the weather's very cold. It's not hot. Okay, today it was raining.
Yeah.
Did you get wet? ¿Te mojaste? Did you get wet?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. All right, we have to carry an umbrella.
I never used that.
No? Well, you should. That
Yeah.
way you wouldn't get wet. Okay. All right. Today we're going to talk about how old. Okay. So it's very important because in English, to ask somebody's age, we don't say it like in Spanish. ¿Cuántos años tienes? Is with the verb have in Spanish. But in English, it's with the verb to be. Okay. So how old are you? Literally, cuán viejo eres, okay? But it sounds strange, but that's the way we use it in English, okay? Always with the verb to be, okay? Now, when we answer, we say, for example, how old is Nicole Kidman? How old is Nicole Kidman?
I don't know. 25?
25? No, much
35?
older.
I don't
No,
know.
maybe 40?
Yeah.
So, I think she's around 40 years old. I think Nicole Kidman is about or around 40 years old. Now, most Spanish people, when they're speaking English, they translate directly from Spanish and they say, I think Nicole Kidman is more or less 40 years old. Do you say that? Okay, well you shouldn't, okay? It's not ungrammatical, but it doesn't sound right in English. The correct way to say it is with about, and be careful with the pronunciation, with be, about, or around, okay? Alrededor de, más o menos, okay? That's the translation. About and around. So how old is Nicole Kidman?
She's around.
Contract?
She's around 40 years old.
Okay, very good. All right. Now, another thing is that when we're saying someone's age, there are two options. You can say she's 40, or she's about 40, or she's about 40 years old. But you can't say she's 40 years, okay? She's 40 years old, or she's 40. Those are the two options, okay? So be careful with that. Okay, do you understand it, Irene?
Yeah.
And do you understand at home? All right, let's start the exercise then. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, how old is Tom Cruise's daughter? Sorry, 1 second. We're also going to review the Saxon genitive, el genitivo sajón, okay? So pay attention, and we're also going to review the family members vocabulary. So, back to Irene. How old is Tom Cruise's daughter?
Tom Cruise's daughter.
Daughter. Puerta, door. Daughter, daughter. Okay?
Daughter.
Okay, very good.
Tom Cruise.
Where's the Saxon genitive?
Tom's.
No, Tom.
Cruise.
Okay, cruise finishes with an S. So with the Saxon genitive, it's cruises. You have to add an extra syllable. And again, we go back to the same sound that many Spanish people and Irene have problems with, which is the Z sound. Tom Cruise's. Z. Okay, like the B. Okay?
Tom Cruise's.
Tom Cruise's.
Tom Cruise's daughter is around 15 years old.
Okay. Oh, the other daughter, the one that she had with I don't know. Okay.
I know.
How old is his daughter's mother?
His daughter's.
The pronunciation of daughter?
His daughter.
Okay.
Mother.
And the Saxon genitive? Okay.
His daughter's mother is. I don't know.
You don't know Nicole Kidman? You said it before.
Around 40 years old.
Okay, very good. And how old is her father? The baby.
Nicole.
No, the daughter.
The daughter of Nicole.
Yes. How old is her father?
Nicole Kidman's father.
No,
The daughter.
Okay, so
Nicole Kidman's daughter. is
The father. Okay, she's getting confused. Nicole Kidman's daughter's father, two Saxon genitives, okay? El padre de la hija de Nicole Kidman. Okay, so go again. Come on.
the
The nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, in Spanish you start with el padre de, but in English we start directly with Nicole Kidman's daughter's father is how old? 40 years old,
Around
maybe.
14, the same.
Yeah. So go again.
Father,
Who? Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman's father.
No, Nicole Kidman's daughter's father.
Perdón.
Okay, go again. Come on.
Nicole Kidman's father's. Nicole daughter. Nicole Kidman's daughter.
Saxon Two Saxon genitives. Okay, I'm going to say it once so Irene can hear it. And at
Yeah.
home, I want you to pay attention too, because this sentence is very difficult, okay? Because it has two Saxon genitives, okay? El padre de la hija de Nicole is 40 years old, for example, okay? So, Nicole Kidman's daughter's father is 40 years old. In English, this happens, and it's very confusing because, for example, if I say Irene's pen, or pencil in this case, Irene's pencil, the order is the opposite as in Spanish. Okay, so el lápiz de Irene, you say Irene's pencil, the opposite. Okay, do you think you can say it again?
Ah.
All right, come on, try.
Nicole Kidman's daughter's
Daughter's father.
Nicole Kidman's daughter's father is 40 years old.
About 40 years old. Okay, very good. How old is the Queen's husband?
The Queen's husband is around 60 years old.
Okay, very good. And how old is the King's son?
The King's son is around 40 years old.
Very good. And how old is Felipe's wife?
Felipe's wife.
Sorry, in the Saxon genitive?
Felipe's wife is around 45 years old.
Okay, very good. And how old are their daughters?
Their daughters.
Pronunciation of
Their daughters.
their daughters.
Their daughters
Uh-huh.
is around.
How many daughters?
That was one, two.
Two. Okay, go.
The daughter.
Their daughters,
Their.
possessive.
Their daughters are about 12 months years old.
Their daughters are about maybe 3 and 1 years old or something like that, right? Okay, I'll say it again. How old is Leonore's grandmother?
Leonore's grandmother is 60 years
Is around?
Is around 60 years old.
Very good. How old are Beckham's children?
Beckham's children are
Beckham with an M.
Beckham's children are around 3 and 5
And maybe 10 years old. Okay, very good. Ask me how old my grandfather is.
How old is your grandfather?
Grandfather.
How old is your grandfather is? No, espera.
How old is? So you've already
Is.
made the question. How old is your grandfather? So go again.
How old is your grandfather?
Very good. My grandfather is around 70 years old. Ask me how old my grandfather's son is.
How old is your grandfather's son is?
No, you've already asked the question with the verb to be, okay? So be careful with that. Say it again.
How old is your grandfather's son?
Very good. My grandfather's son is around 50 years old. Okay? All right. Ask me how old my neighbor's cat is.
How old is your neighbor cat is?
Okay, again, she's having problems with the verb to be, okay? Remember, when you ask a question, you put it at the beginning of it. You make you invert the subject and the verb to be. So, how old is, you already have the verb to be there. There's no need to put it at the end again, okay? So, ask me how old my neighbor's cat is.
How old is your neighbor's cat? ¿Ya está?
Okay, neighbor, do you know what neighbor is at home? What's neighbor?
¿Vecino?
Vecino. Okay, so how old my neighbor's cat is? Do you want to know that? My neighbor's cat is around 1 year old.
Ah.
Okay? Ask me if my cousin's husband is around 35 years old.
Is your cousin's
husband
is your cousin's husband around 35 years old?
Okay. Yes, my cousin's husband is around or about 35 years old. Ask me how old my brother's wife is.
How old is your brother's
brothers?
How old is your brother's wife? Is?
No, again. Okay, come on. Once you've said it once, there's no need to say it again.
Okay. How old is your brother's wife?
Very good. My brother's wife is around 30 years old. Okay, or about 30 years old. Ask me how old my brother's wife's sister is.
How old is your brother's wife's sister?
Very good. Repeat. I'm surprised. No. Come on, again.
How old is your brother's wife's sister?
Very good. My brother's wife's sister is around 28 years old. Ask me how old my parents' neighbors are.
Eh?
Ask me how old my parents' neighbors are. The verb to be.
How old are your parents' neighbors?
Parents.
How old are your parents' neighbors? ¿Listo?
Very good. How old are your parents' neighbors? My parents' neighbors are around 55 years old. Okay? Ask me how old my brother's car is.
How old your
Question.
How old is your brother's car?
Brothers. Be careful with the pronunciation of brother, okay? It's pronounced as if it had an A. Brother, okay? Brother, not bro. It's an A sound, brother. Okay? So, repeat again.
How old is your brother?
Saxon genitive. El coche de mi hermano. Brothers, my brother's car.
How old is your brother's car?
Car. Very good. My brother's car is around 2 years old. Okay? Ask me how old my car is.
How old is your car?
Car. Repeat.
How old is your car?
Very good. My car is around 5 months old.
Oh.
Yes, a very new car. Second hand, but new for me. All right. We're going to leave how old here for now, but next class we're going to review this, okay? So try to review the Saxon genitive. It's difficult, but the more practice you get, the better, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to practice another grammar point. It's we have and they have. Last week we saw I have, we saw you have, and so on. And today we're going to see have, but with we and they, okay? It's very simple. We have in the affirmative. In the negative, we don't have. In the interrogative, do we have, okay? And the same with they. They have, they don't have, do they have? Okay, so it's very simple, it just takes practice. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. We have 2 guests, invitados, okay? We have 2 guests on the program today. They're called Mark and Nicole, okay? And they're going to help us to review we have and they have, because they have many things in their hands, okay? All right, ready?
Ready.
Okay. We have a paintbrush. A paintbrush. Yeah? And then? No, they don't. So?
They don't have a paintbrush.
Very good. A paintbrush.
A paintbrush.
Very good. A paintbrush. Okay? They don't have a paintbrush. They have a train. And us?
We don't have a train.
Okay, very good. They have a jumper. A jumper is what Irene has on. A jumper, let's say. You have, or they have a jumper. And us?
We have a jumper too.
Two. Very good. We have a knife. Careful, okay? If she makes a mistake, no. We have a knife. And how about them?
They don't have a knife.
Very good. Okay. And what else do we have? We have a spoon.
They don't have a spoon.
Very good. They have a bear. A teddy bear. They have a teddy bear.
We
And-
don't have a teddy bear.
This is a teddy bear, okay? It's a toy, which is a bear, okay? We have a fork. And then
They don't have a fork.
a
A fork?
fork.
Fork.
Fork, 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 fork. So we have
We have a fork.
a fork.
A fork.
Okay, very good. And is it a big fork or a small fork?
A big fork.
Okay, be careful with the pronunciation of fork. Okay, be very careful. Fork. Make it
Fork.
longer, otherwise it sounds like something else. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So we have.
we have a fork. A fork.
Do I have a big fork or a small fork?
We have a big fork.
Fork.
A big fork.
Very good. A big fork. Okay, pronounce the. It's a
Fork.
long O. Fork. Okay, very good. We have a candle. Can you hold it up?
Yeah.
We have a candle. And then?
They don't have a candle.
Very good. They have a present. And us?
We don't have a present.
A present. This is a present, okay? You can also say gift in British English. Either present or gift, okay? You choose. They have hats. And us?
We don't have a hat.
No, they have hats, plural.
Hats. We
So
don't
we have-
have.
Any hats.
Okay.
Okay, so
We don't have any hats.
very good. They have trousers or pants, depending on American English and British English, okay? They have trousers. And us?
We have trousers.
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 Okay, be careful with the pronunciation of trousers. Again, you have this z sound that doesn't exist in Spanish. Trousers. Okay, z sound. Trousers. In general, trousers in English goes in the plural. Like in Spanish, you say pantalones in the plural. In English, we do too. Okay, we say trousers or pants. Okay.
Pants.
Okay. So they have trousers. And us?
We have trousers.
Yeah.
Two.
Two. Very good. They have a coat. They have coats in the plural. And us?
We don't have coats.
Very good. We have a mug. Yes, that's the mug. She's holding it up. We have a mug. And then?
They don't have a mat.
Very good. A mug. This is a mug. The type of the type of glass or the type of thing you used to drink tea that is big is a mug. A glass is what you drink water in, okay? And if it's smaller, it's a cup, okay? So a cup of tea is smaller, but a mug is usually bigger. Usually what you have coffee in, okay?
Okay.
Did you have coffee in a mug today?
Yes.
Yes? Or
I
did
did.
you have it in a cup?
No, in a mug.
Okay, very good. Okay, we have a plate. A plate, un plato. We have a plate. And then?
They don't have a plate.
Very good. We have a globe. We're lucky. We have a globe. And then?
They don't have a globe.
Okay, very good. They have boots. They have boots, botas. And us?
We don't have boots.
Very good. All right. Let's see if Irene remembers what we have and what they have. Okay?
paintbrush.
We have.
We have a paintbrush.
Very good.
We have a mug.
Mhm.
We have a spoon. They have a teddy bear.
Teddy?
Bear.
Okay, teddy bear, because beer is berbeta. Okay? Okay, so they don't have a teddy bear. Beer, they have a teddy bear. Okay?
They have a present.
Okay?
We have a mug. We have a candle. We have a globe.
A globe.
We have a globe.
Very good. Oh, something else we didn't have. An alarm clock. So what do we have?
We have an alarm clock.
An alarm clock, okay? Remember that any word that starts with a vowel sound in English goes with an. So we have an alarm clock, okay? What else do we have?
We have glasses.
Glasses is always in the plural. So what do we have?
We have some glasses.
Some. Very good pronunciation. No, you said it correctly, okay? Like sun, but some. So we have some glasses. Just like in Spanish, we put it in the plural. Gafas, glasses, okay? One glass in the singular is what you drink water out of, okay? But glasses is what you put on your face, okay?
Okay.
So what do we have?
We have some glasses.
Very good. How about this? What they have on their head.
They have hats
Yeah? Where?
on their head.
On their heads, because they have two heads. Okay, so
They have
how many hats?
two.
So some.
Ah,
Okay, so
they have some hats
on
on their heads.
heads. Very
Heads.
good. And how about him? Mark, what does he have here? What do they have?
They have a train.
A train. Very good. Okay. Very good, and we'll leave that for today, okay? Now we're going to review numbers, okay? We saw this in the previous classes.
Good
It's its favorite part of the class, okay? You ready?
No.
Oh, I
Yes.
don't want to... Okay, ready? I'm going to hold up the number, and Irene is going to have to say it in English. At home, I want you to think of the number as well, and try to say it aloud, and try to get it right. The more you practice numbers, the easier it will become in meetings, when you're on the phone, and so on, okay? All right. Come on. Yes.
98,414.
Okay. Two things. 100 and. We say it as one word, okay? 100 and, okay? And then, remember the difference between 14 and 40? The difference between these two numbers was 14, the accent or the emphasis is at the end of the word, and with 40, it's at the beginning of the word, okay? So it's important to remember this. So, again.
98,414.
Very good. Another thing to take into account is that numbers in English, or thousands in English, they go with a comma, okay? So when you're writing thousands, you separate it with a comma, not with a dot, okay? Not with a point, okay? It's the opposite as in Spanish. With decimals, we put a point, a dot, okay? So it's the opposite. So remember, when you're writing in English, it's important to put a comma, okay?
Okay.
Okay, very good, very good. Next one.
133,610. 610.
610.
610.
610.
610.
600. I hear an H there.
610.
Okay.
610.
Okay, go again from the beginning.
133,610.
Okay, 100 and.
100
Remember to
and.
pronounce the end of the words always in English. 100 and. So you can say it quickly, but don't drop off the end of the word. Okay, the last letter of the word. Whoops.
83,818.
Very good. She said that very well.
Thanks. 44,141.
141. Okay, one more and then we finish.
153,269. 74.
Very good. Irene is improving with her numbers. Are you improving too at home? I hope so. Okay. We'll see each other next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Irene. You're improving. So
Thank you.
good on you. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.